Hello friends, welcome to Life in Envelopes. I am Jennifer Bleecher. In today's video, I needed to sit down and have a conversation with you guys because there's been a major life change and I want to explain everything to you and why this is happening. So I've been doing this channel for a few years and I don't think the level of chaos has reached this level until recently. Life is just chaotic. So much is happening, so much has happened. So let's just get into it. First of all, if you've been around recently, my goal is to get my own place away from my ex-husband. We're currently sharing a house with our two sons. My goal is to get my own place, like a little apartment away from him, within the next 2 years. And I was going to do that by first paying off my debt, getting this house ready to sell after my debt was paid off, and then selling the house and splitting the profit with him. That was the plan. Well, some things have changed. I have decided to move to Michigan, which is my long-term goal. I eventually wanted to make it to Michigan. I currently live in Iowa. My parents live in Michigan. I want to be closer to them. And eventually one day I wanted to move to Michigan. That was my ultimate goal. I didn't know if it was going to happen at that 2-year period or after Logan graduated from high school. I wasn't sure. But I've decided to speed up that plan, and now my plan is to move there in June, this June. So that's 7 months from now. And that means a lot has to happen in the next 7 months. A lot, and this is what a goal I'm working towards. It's possible it won't work out, but I think it will. I'm feeling optimistic. And let's talk about the reasons why I've made this decision. Okay, let's start with number one, the job situation. So I recently, this year in August, went back to work. I'm a retired teacher. I took 4 years off, I think about 4 years off before going back to work, where I was just working in my Etsy shop and on my YouTube channel. That's all I did. And after I got divorced last December, I had a 6-month period where I didn't have health insurance and my income was not reliable. It was, up and down. It's a small business. There are good months and there are bad months, and it was not consistent. And because of that, I got into some financial trouble. Anyways, I realized at that point that it would be one, really nice to have health insurance, and two, really nice to have a steady income, and then have everything I do with Etsy and YouTube be additional income or side hustle income that I could use to accomplish my goals, like paying off debt and getting my own place. I don't know if I've ever addressed this, but during that 6-month period of time when I didn't have health insurance, I got an ear infection, and I kind of put off going to the doctor because I was hoping it would just clear up on its own. It never did, so I did end up going to the doctor and being put on medicine to get it cleared up. But as a result of that ear infection, I have permanent hearing loss in this ear. And it's just a constant reminder of why it's important to have health insurance to me. So health insurance is really important to me. I just can't believe something as small as an ear infection has now changed my life. Like, it's a small thing. It's just hearing. It's not that big of a deal. But I do, I'm at work a lot. I have to say, excuse me, can you repeat that? I could probably get a hearing aid, but I already wear bifocals. Do I want to have a hearing aid and wear bifocals? I'm trying to fight age. So I've just put up with it for now. But anyways, so that's why, those two reasons, health insurance and consistent income, was why I decided to go back to work. As a retired educator, I was looking at different jobs and I felt like going back to education just made the most sense. It's where I spent over 20 years of my career. My working career was in the field of education. So I was looking at education jobs. I was looking at other things too, but I was leaning more towards the education. I actually got the first job I applied for, which was it was for a suspension monitor for the high school. And that in that role, I work with students who are suspended from school, either in-school suspension or out-of-school suspension. They come to me, they work with me, and I help keep them on track academically while they're in suspension. Because statistically, the students who get suspended are also the ones who fall behind academically, and the whole goal of the program was to, prevent that from happening. So that was the whole purpose of my job, and that's what I started doing when I first started working there. It's still technically my job, but I don't do that anymore the way things have worked out. So the first few months, or first couple months, were amazing. I absolutely loved it. It was mellow and calm. I got to leave work at work. You know, part of the reason why I left the teaching field was because of the amount of violence that was in the classroom. I was an elementary school teacher, and there was just so much violence, and it was hard. Like, there were days where it was hard for me to convince myself to get up and get out of bed and go into work because I just didn't know what was going to happen that day. So, even though, you know, there's the potential for violence in my current role, I felt like it was just minimized. It was different. So, fast forward to now, they were shorthanded at the middle school, and I'm in a room where there's physical violence every day. Every day I'm getting hit, pinched, kicked, slapped. So I'm only there 2 to 3 days a week, and they have sent me through training where, like, I can not defend myself, but protect myself from injury when someone's attacking me. And the training actually works. Like, I feel like I can protect myself a little bit, you know, like it hurts less, or I don't like get like the marks on my arms. One day last week, one of the kids I work with slapped me, and I had my glasses on, so my glasses went flying across the room, and that one hurt. It hurt my nose. That one hurt. And there's some other things with that particular role that, like, I just never signed up for. It was never going to be part of my job, and I'm having to do things I would not have applied for this job. So I'm kind of unhappy in my new job because of that part of it, those days. You know, it's kind of like conflicting because I've also bonded with a few of the students in that room, and like I kind of want to stick with them and keep taking care of them and helping them, but it's so emotionally draining, and also physically. Like, when I get there and then I leave, like, I'm on the whole time. Like, there's no downtime. When I was doing this in school suspension, there were long periods of time where the kids were just working on their work and they didn't need me, and I was allowed to just sit and read and be in the room with them, like read my books, and that was super nice and relaxing. So so those are my middle school days. And then when I'm at the high school, now they, instead of having me with suspension students, because, well, I don't know why they're not putting me with suspension students anymore. I think it's because they need me more as a substitute, more than they need me as a suspension monitor. So on those days, I'm subbing in the classes, and sometimes it's great. There's no problems at all. And then other times, like last week, I have some difficult students who have not, like, physically hurt me yet, but, you know, a lot of yelling at me and cussing at me. Sorry, I didn't mean to get emotional. I feel like I get emotional a lot lately. Here's the thing, like, I love kids. Like, I love all of them. And honestly, like, I've been doing this a long time, and I am extremely kind and extremely patient. And I feel like if the kids just knew, like, how much I loved them and cared about them, like, maybe they wouldn't be so bad. Okay. This is not a sad video. It's a happy video, so I'm going to collect myself and be back in a second. Okay, so because of all of these issues, I have decided, I already knew I needed to get another job this summer because I wanted to continue making steady income over the summer. This is only a 9-month position, and I'm not paid over the summer. So I already decided to get another part-time position, or another job, like a summer job. And then I was thinking, what I'll do is I'll look for a job that I can then transition into. Like, I'll start in the summer, but, like, that will now be my full-time job, and I'll leave the teaching field officially for good. So there are a lot of good opportunities here for other kind of work that I can do. We have a hospital, we have doctor's offices, dental offices. I'm thinking like receptionist kind of work. I'm thinking that will be really nice. Also, we have a university here that constantly has job openings, and they have incredible benefits. So that's probably the way I'll go, is one of those two routes. Getting on the university here, like everybody, like, I want to get a job at the university. Like, it's a good place to work. The problem is I'm afraid, like, especially if I get a job at the university, I'll never want to leave. I think I'll probably just put in like another 10 years of work and then retire. And because I'd be able to, it would be good paying, I'll have good benefits, and I would be able to continue contributing to my retirement account, which is called IPERS. It's through the state. The teachers and people who work for the university, we all get to put into this account, and state workers, we all get to put into this retirement account. And the point is, I'm afraid that I'll get a really good job and be too comfortable and not want to go to Michigan. And I don't want to not take that chance. So while there's a small possibility that I'll go to Michigan this summer and hate it and want to come home and come back to Iowa, while there's a small chance of that happening, I don't think that's going to happen. I think I'm going to move there and everything's going to be really good. The reason why I want to be close to my parents is, well, one, I love my parents and I want to spend more time with them. I miss them like crazy. They used to live in Des Moines. I live in Ames. That's like a 45-minute drive. It was so nice. After I went off and lived in Los Angeles and Austin, Texas, and Las Vegas, like, I went off and I did my thing, came home and was close to my parents, and I loved it. It was wonderful. So I miss them. I want to spend time with them. And also, they're not getting any younger. So I don't want to keep putting off moving closer to them and having them continue to age. And then time just works that way. People age. So I want to be close to them. And as they get older, I want to be there to help them with life transitions, like when you're older in life. They're great right now. I'm just thinking long term. Right now, my mom helps out her great uncle. Her uncle, my great uncle. He's in his 90s and he lives independently, but she goes and helps him with groceries and does other things. And I want to be that person for her someday. I want to help her out with those kind of things. And also, Michigan is just gorgeous. It's so beautiful. I love going to visit there every summer. And when we were driving back from Michigan this past summer, I talked about this, but I literally felt like I was traveling the wrong direction. My head was screaming, turn around, go back, turn around, go back. So because of this reason, knowing I'm going to be switching jobs this summer anyways, it just makes sense for me to make that transition to Michigan. So in order for this to happen, I had to talk to a lot of people, and I'll get into that in just a second, but I want to talk about the money. So I was going to use the extra money I made from YouTube and Etsy to pay off debt. Now I'm going to use that money to do any repairs around the house that need to occur to get this house sold. I need to contact my realtor. Hopefully she can come in the next couple weeks and give me a to-do list of things that need to be done in the house in order for it to be sold. I'll show you a few things in a minute here that I know for sure are going to be on the list. I'll take you around and show you those things. But so I'm going to spend money on that. And then when we sell the house, I'll get the money I put in, I'll get back. Also, we're going to pay off all of our debt, and then everything that's left over, we'll split and then get to take with us. So instead of paying off debt, I'm doing repairs, but my debt will still be paid off. So when I move to Michigan, the plan is to be completely debt-free when I move to Michigan. And have a little nest egg, one for moving expenses and one just to have a nest egg, which will be nice. It'll be nice to have a nest egg. Okay, so family members this affects. First of all, Logan, because of his health issues, he was my number one concern about moving him. It would be really nice because I'll have my parents there to help me with Logan. My mom's retired. My stepdad works from home, but my mom's retired, and she could help with taking him to all his appointments that I have to take him to, and it's just nice to have family support. So, anyways, but I wanted to check with him, how do you feel about this? You'll be living in a different state from your dad. How does that make you feel? We talked about it, and he is so excited. He's totally fine with that. I talked to David because I'm taking his son to another state, and I don't, first of all, I'd have to have his permission to do that. But also, I just want to make sure, that's okay. Mentally, he feels good with that decision. And he's good with that too. We've had lots and lots of talks as a family, and we're all very excited. Jacob, He's my oldest son. He is going to college this year. He still lives with us. My whole goal was to help him get through college, and then he was going to get his own place. So he'll actually be getting his own place 1 year earlier than what we were planning. But he's totally okay with that because he's excited to have his own place. So he's okay with that. He's excited for us to move forward in our journey in life. And of course, he wants to come visit us a lot. He loves Michigan just as much as we do. So, and then David has lots of options, but he's thinking about moving somewhere different. You know, he's not from Iowa, he's from Los Angeles. We met in Los Angeles my first year of teaching. And so Iowa's never been a really good fit for him anyway. So he will most likely be moving to another state as well. And Logan's excited about going to visit his dad somewhere new. Logan has like the travel bug. He wants to travel and see the world and just see and experience all these different things in life. And if David's living somewhere else, then he'll get to experience another new place when he goes to visit him. So family's all good. Parents are good. We've been talking about it, you know, ever since the divorce started not last summer, but the summer before. We had been talking about me moving to Michigan. So it's been a plan that's been in the works and talking about it for quite a while. So of course I have to have their support in this decision, because the plan is Logan and I will stay with them initially while I look for a job and then look for a place to live. So we do need their support initially, like, you know, to help us with housing just initially. I want to get my own place as soon as possible. I'm so excited to have my own place. And when I say my own place, like, Logan will be with me, but it still feels like my own place, you know? So everyone's on board. And I think I have thoroughly explained why I made this decision, how I plan on doing it, executing it. Yeah, which are the main points I wanted to get across. I didn't write any notes out or anything for this video. I just wanted to sit and have a conversation. So hopefully I've covered everything that I need to cover, but I'm sure there will be questions. So feel free to put those below, and then I can address them in future videos as things come up. But my budget's gonna look different because of this, and I just needed to let you guys know that this is the focus. The next 7 months are gonna be intense. My plan is to continue to do Etsy and YouTube through the whole process, and once I get to Michigan, continue doing it the whole time. So yeah, that is the plan. Let me take you around the house and show you a few things that I know for sure will need to be fixed before I can put the house on the market to sell. Okay, so this is the downstairs bathroom, and there's a big huge hole in the ceiling because we had a leak last year. We had the leak fixed, but we never had the hole in the ceiling fixed. So that's gonna have to be fixed before we can put the house on the market. This is an old water stain. It has been taken care of, but it looks terrible. It looks like something bad is happening. It's already been taken care of. So what I need to do is I need to paint all of that white so that it doesn't look like something bad is happening. Like it's still like a current leak situation, because it's not. It's been repaired. Okay, this is just this little sliver of the carpet. So this is a carpet that goes up to the living room, dining room. It has stairs on this side, stairs on the other side, and then stairs that go up the middle. I would like to replace all of this carpeting. It's just beyond hope at this point. We've vacuumed all the time. We've shampooed many times. If I was staying in this house and not selling it, there's Bubsy. Hi, Bubsy. If I was staying in this house, I would not put carpeting back down. I would do tile or wood or something. Because I have a dog and he leaves muddy footprints all the time. Okay, when Mork was a puppy, he liked to dig into the walls here. This is the upstairs hallway. So you can see the carpet here is like not good. I want all this carpeting replaced. So I need to either repair that on my own, maybe I'll be able to do that, or have the person who we hire to fix the downstairs bathroom to also fix this here, these two spots. And then there's a third little spot over here, much smaller spot. The whole entire house used to be this color. I painted all of downstairs the white that you see there. focusing. There. So I'm thinking I should paint the rest of this hallway white. I kind of like stopped there and made like a line. Something I need to paint the rest of this hallway white. So those are all the house repairs that I already know need to happen. My real estate agent, she's amazing. She helped me sell my last house. She might come in and give me more to do. I trust her 100%. For our last house, she came in, she gave me a really long list of things to do for the last house and big things. So I did all the things on the list that she told me, and we did everything before we put the house on the market. And then we put the house on the market and it sold in less than 24 hours. So she knows what she's talking about. So she might have more stuff for me to do. Yeah, so it's gonna be a big process. I have 7 months to get this all done. And I'm sure there'll be a whole lot more details coming in the future. Whew. Okay guys, we're about to go on a wild ride. If you're not already subscribed, you should definitely subscribe because a lot's happening. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, will you please give it a thumbs up? And I'll see you again next time. Bye everyone.
Get those stickers placed. Peel away, peel away, peel away with life in envelopes. Plan your days, plan your days, plan your days. Get those stickers placed.